Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Pathfinder Gallowspire Survivors. It is a bullet heaven that is at least ostensibly connected with the Pathfinder franchise. Mostly it seems to be in name. There's a little bit of like D&D stuff and like die rolling, which sounds kind of interesting. Let's see, we could get a spear, or we could just upgrade my sword so it attacks faster, does more damage, and is a little bit bigger. Let's go for the just bigger sword for the time being. There are upgrade rarities, and I kind of want to try and go out of my way to get the rarer ones when I can. Let's see. So, for example, we just got a rare lance. It has a 4-second cooldown, but sure, why not? It's rare. Let's head for the treasure chest. So it does seem like they have mixed up the formula. It's not just like a, hey, this is more vampire survivors, though there's definitely that element. This is one of the parts I do like, is that the treasure chest, you actually do roll for loot. So it looks like this upgrades all of my weapons just a little bit. Sometimes you can also get like more gold for meta progression and other such things. Okay. Go for that. Bow, crossbow, lucky. Increased chance to find chests. I'm gonna go for the chests. Oh, and we got a magnet upgrade. Sick. So I don't have to worry too much about going back to pick things up then. Even though the Pathfinder similarity seems to be mostly cosmetic, I do like it. It feels like I'm actually a little bit more on a dungeon crawl. Hopefully they make the level design a little bit more interesting. Higher chance to find potions? Sure. Yeah, finding chests and finding potions seems reasonably worthwhile. Wow. Actually gets me a lot. 17. I was hoping I could get the next one. Alright, so we get a gold, bastard sword upgrade, and lance extra damage. Cooldown goes down by barely by anything. Size and stun duration. Grab another one of these. Just keep burning. Okay. And right. Alright, what's this one? Extra movement speed. It's tempting, sure. I don't mind the movement speed in this circumstance. It's just more healing potions. We don't need those. Yeah, so it almost feels like the best thing for me to do is just beeline directly. Spinning circular blade that bounces between nearby enemies or regenerate HP. Yeah, I only have space for so many more passives than I think we're going to cap out. That said, it does seem like there aren't any like major synergies between them. At least yet. There might be some unlocks that I have to grab. Alright, I do also have like an ultimate ability that I can use at some point. I don't think we need the regen that bad, considering we seem to be getting plenty of potions. Okay, rapier? Sure. Alright, those are 4 weapons. I don't know if having a higher, let's see. Like, starting at a higher rarity actually makes a difference. Like, does it scale faster or better? Oof. Not the greatest. I mean, money's good and all, but eh. Okay, and there's our next chest. So here's the question. Cooldown, cooldown, cooldown. So I think I'm gonna probably focus on upgrading my bastard sword as much as possible. It's got the shortest cooldown out of all of them, and that sweep is pretty solid. And then, yeah, we're just going to beeline for every single chest we possibly can find. I do wish that it actually was like a full, a simulated dungeon. 5 extra rerolls per adventure. I don't think I care. Like, obviously, it kind of looks like it, but it's just putting some random locations down on the map. And I would absolutely adore it if we were... What was this, the chest that I was sent to go find? Maybe. 20. Unfortunately, didn't get any of the good rarities, but it's fine. So, chance to find chests, lance, bastard sword, yeah. Okay. Rapier, I don't think we need toughness. I don't think we want shield wall. Okay, we got a potion. I'm going to be teleported in 30 seconds. No, 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 no. None of that, you. So there's a time element to this. Seven. Not the best, but I'll take it. Anything to upgrade my bastard sword more. I guess I should have grabbed that EXP. So it's floor-based. So it's probably kill X amount of enemies, then you move on to the next floor, grab as many treasure chests as you possibly can in that period of time. So in this case, movement speed upgrades become almost paramount. Because the more movement speed you have, the faster you can just blitz. The faster you can blitz from one chest to the next. Some pickup range wouldn't be remiss either. But yeah, I'm digging that, the fact that this is kind of separated between. I would almost love to see it where you actually do have a shop in between. That would give you like accessories outside of your usual 8. Maybe unique ones with interesting effects. So damage, and size. Maybe, I don't know. It's one of those where it's like, it's got the... Let's see, do we go chakra? No. I kind of should. Actually, there might be an upgrade specifically for bounce count, and I shouldn't discount that. Ow. It wears the skin of Pathfinder, but obviously almost none of the mechanics. It's just purely like dungeon crawl. Also, it's a Pathfinder game. It's not bad, but I would love to see more of kind of that feeling of like, yes, this is kind of Dungeons and Dragons-y in some way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, I think to really like fit that in, it would require some pretty major foundational changes. Namely, I'm thinking like actually get rid of a lot of the mid-run bullet heaven progression. Let's see. More chance of getting essence from enemies. Sure, let's grab that. Now we're only going to be getting options for the equipment that I have. Oh, next chest is up here. Oops. Did not mean. So apparently right click triggers the shield wall. I'll have to see if the different characters have different weapon sets as well. I'm sure they do. Ooh, I like this symbol on the ground. Purely from a visual perspective, it looks neat. Wait, my companion character can take damage? That's a new one. Let's snag this potion, because I think that's the magnet. Okay. No, I'm just going to get whatever the rarest upgrade is. Even home in. Rude. Oh, it's this guy. Expect a lot of yelling, I suppose. Okay. Oh, there is 2 mid-bosses. There's only so much I can do about this, unfortunately. Yeah, because I can't dodge. I mean, I guess we got the shields, but yeah, this guy does too much damage, it's fine. Okay, you squeeze the medallion tightly, make your egress. So, I mean, we still got a decent amount of stuff, just not as far. Well, we can at least get that. That's a lot of EXP. Oh, have absorption active for a while. So these are just our active quests to level up our main character. Speaking of, so class level 1, we've gotten whatever these are. We've got a couple of points that I can put into attributes. So strength is damage to weapons, projectile speed, nimble dodge, health and health regen, damage of spells, decreased cooldowns and base ranges and size of areas. Frankly, wisdom. So we don't have any of those. Oh, I see. So we also have some talent points that we can invest in if we want to. Oh, here it is. More damage, but cooldown increased. Chance to block some damage. Let's see. Health from Constitution. Armor per enemy. I guess I should probably look at some of these. Because I might actually like some of these other characters better. Bonus damage to enemies at full health. It's not bad. More gold on your adventures. Let's see. Crits, smoke bomb, pierce that. What's he got? Adventure EXP requirement for level up is reduced. Why don't we try just rolling wizard? What else do we have? Potions? Oh, so these are potions that we can find. We can also upgrade them. Armor resistance reflection. Oh, not learned. So that's the energy breath. Pulse all essences in the room, increase loot radius for a little while. So this is where we can spend some money. Is that all the places where I can spend my money? Looks like it. Okay. Do we even want to learn other potions? Oh, these just upgrade it. So that just increases it by 1%. 5% max health over 6 seconds. So that healing potion upgrade might not be a bad idea. Yeah, do I want increase essence drop chance by 10%? No, I think I'm going to go for this regen upgrade. Just because. Okay, so this time around, let's try the... Wait, okay, we're doing wizard, and... let's bring him along this time around. Because I don't know what the wizard's abilities are going to be. And they might actually be really good. Yeah, definitely investing really hard in movement speed. Oh, you know what I should do? Or should have done? Actually, let's put out to main menu. Aha, we've succeeded. I should re-roll these quests. This one I can leave up. I don't know about the golems. 15 bosses, I can work on that. Don't get hit for 30 seconds. Oh, that should be doable. Yeah, we want to be able to complete multiple quests per run. Like I said, the 15 bosses and 10 floors thing might not be the most doable. Okay. But yeah, I almost kind of wish this game had kind of like a close-up view and like a dungeon map view, and it was laid out a lot more like line of electricity pierces enemies from the back of the character. 3-second cooldown, probably still worth it. Unlikely we're going to get the good reward. Nope. Force barrage. More damage. There might actually be the... Ooh. Okay, lightning seems kind of fun. There's our next chest. Unfortunately, the force bolts doesn't have as much pierce. Pocket of storm and hail at a random location on the screen. I don't think I want that. Shower of small meteors that randomly hits enemies. I want ones that are more likely to hit every enemy on the screen. Okay, that one's not good. I was hoping it would actually just randomly hit certain enemies as opposed to just hit odd spots of the map. Okay, Howling Blizzard. Sure. I'll pick it up. We're just gonna try a little bit of everything. You see the 19 roll by and you think, oh, hey, maybe this time around. The answer is nope. Let's see, Falling Star, projectile count. Yeah, those, a cooldown reduction is a little rough. It's one of those that I actually really wish leveling up had more kind of meaningful effects. And that, you know, instead of just taking your one ability and just increasing it very slowly and in small quantities, I was instead like, hey, here's like an A and B option. Like, you level much, much slower, but each A and B option is pretty impactful. Then again, it does feel like you can kind of endlessly scale here, very like, Soulstone Survivor style, so I could actually see that going over quite well with a lot of people. I just gotta get to the point where I'm actually doing it. Let's see. 4 extra rerolls, duration, armor. Nah. Wait, that didn't count as a boss? Oh. Okay. There was... Let's see. Falling Star. We should definitely go for the potion one, if we can. But yeah, let's go for the Falling Star upgrade. Snag that. Yeah, we haven't got any of that, the magnet potion. Or, nope, there it went. Let's see, health increased, regen, more essence from enemies slain. I'm gonna get that passive. That one's legitimately quite useful. I'm assuming 20% extra EX. That's 20% extra EXP. You know what this game actually reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the Deep Rock Survivors, where, like, on paper it's got some really good ideas, but it's going to need some fine-tuning before release. I think mostly the thing I'm hoping that this gets is some level of, like, I don't want to say more interesting upgrade paths, but that it isn't just like your weapon just gets a little bit faster and hits a little harder every single time. The trick would be actually like every X number of levels on Lightning Bolt, it gives you an option A or B. Do you want some more projectiles, or do you want this to let's see, do you want some more projectiles, or do you want it to like chain lightning? So so either you fire 2 piercing lightning bolts, or do you want it to start like chaining between a bunch of enemies? Let's see. Oh, we should go for Force Barrage. Yeah, the more projectiles I can get, the better. There it is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the chest, though I'm pretty close to it. Yeah, I think we'll get it. Yeah, kill X number of bosses. See, I was assuming the guys with the health bar were the bosses, but I guess they don't count. Let's see. More in the Force Barrage. We have another chest. I'm gonna run for it. I might actually get this one. You never hit the teleporter. You never know. You might get lucky. It's open. It's fine. Where's the next? 3, 2, 1. Come on. Wait, oh. The timer doesn't go down while I'm opening a treasure chest. Alright. Did we get like 3 extra treasure chests off of that one? I think we did. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering at what point do I start, like, really, you know what? Here's a thought. One beef I do have with this, I'm gonna keep going back to it, is it doesn't quite feel like a D&D, run. Like, sure, we're upgrading our weapons and whatnot, but I'd actually almost rather we have, like, a handful of party members, and they level much slower. But they have, like, more interesting abilities that they kind of invest into. Let's see. Higher chance to get potions? Yes. But I would actually say, rather than leveling up whenever you find those chests, I think you should be finding really interesting items. You know, like a new staff for the wizard that makes it so his magic missiles, he has, like, more of them. Or some extra lightning. Or stuff like that. And you have, like, a full party that you're running around with. I realize that would be a lot more work, is kind of the one issue with this idea of just kind of like, yeah, just remake the whole game, forehead. Because I think it's got kind of the elements that I look for in a bullet heaven, but it doesn't do enough to, like, make it stand out yet. But I think it could. Let's see, size, range, because, like, here it's a 0.1 to range, like, okay, 0.1 to size, okay, slow duration, like, the damage is good, don't get me wrong on that one, and I think that's mostly why there's the upgrade system, and those things don't count as bosses for whatever reason. I have to kill 15 of a thing I haven't even encountered yet, oh boy. Let's see, money, potion, EXP chance, yeah. Okay, where's the next chest? Still up here. Oops. I used my slowdown move. I did not mean to do that. Whatever. Now, are those circles mine? I don't know, wish I knew. But yeah, just kind of the idea of actually wandering like a much more, I don't want to say like a simulated dungeon as opposed to just kind of this massive open area. Ooh, big ups. Okay, we get another projectile count. Was that a mid-boss that we got? Must have been a mid-boss. It just randomly dropped the treasure chest. Oh, and it's this jerk. This is why I wanted to save my slow, but then I goofed it. Okay. So this is Force Barrage again. Reduce the cooldown. Particularly good. Falling Star or... No, I think I'm going to go for this. So where's... It's you. Yeah, I pretty much cannot dodge that. Because the fireballs home in and I'm too slow for it. Unless he's the boss. He could be. Okay, let's go for the movement speed. But where's the treasure chest? I think my strategy here is to actually just hang out. We're just gonna keep doing what I was doing. Okay, money, more on Force Barrage, Lightning Bolt, Essence Extraction. The boss is a right jerk. However, the healing potions are keeping me pretty healthy. Where's our next chest? Just north of me. Yeah, he's got to be a boss. Armor increased. Yeah, let's go for that. Oh, wow, that's, that upgrade is pretty impactful right there. And yeah, the fireballs just go straight through walls. Come on, don't roll low, don't roll low. Okay, good enough. Because that gets us another Force Bolt, increases the damage. Yeah. Very much what I'm looking for. I guess I suppose I didn't kill him. This treasure chest is really far away. Like, actually insultingly far. Yeah, we're not reaching it. Wow. Alright, whatever. It's fine. I guess it kind of counterbalances the multiple I got the last time. But yeah, simulate the dungeon. I think actually have some, like, loot and gear. Make character levels a little bit more in line with Pathfinder. Maybe. Maybe not. Like, all of this kind of doesn't matter. It just feels like it's, one of those games that wears the skin but has none of the same, like, meat as the thing it's wearing the skin of. And maybe that's not a problem. You know, baseline, I'm still enjoying this. It's just, having been playing, well, I've been playing a ton of, Baldur's Gate 3 lately, and it's just like, oh, I know what D&D should be like. And I have to kind of remind myself of like, yeah, but that's hard to adapt into other formulas. And I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons video game adaptations for years, and, it's an uneven formula that is incredibly hard to apply. Okay, there's our next chest. Okay. Oh, is that just how much EXP we need to level up down in the corner? I still think going for treasure chest is legitimately the better strategy than sitting around leveling up, especially because we need money. Hey, it just barely got it. Didn't increase our projectile count, but... Wow, actually, yeah, that was barely an upgrade. Because I think it was just projectile speed and a little bit of cooldown reduction, and that's it. Okay. Let's see. So force barrage gained like 1 damage. It is legitimately difficult to get that one to be good. Okay, there's our chest. I want to grab as many of the health potions as I possibly can. As we are, well, we were quite injured. Oh no, EXP is up here. This is how much HP I have. Okay, more essence. Yeah, it's actually... Let's go for the more essence. Okay, avoid the damage. Keep pressing right click. I don't want to say I have, like, weirdly heavy fingers, but, like, every once in a while I'll just, like, let my finger drop and it clicks, and then it's just like, oh. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so there's a boss, maybe. Unfortunately, I can't, like, aim specifically at him. I'm entirely at the mercy of the game, saying, like, yes, you can, in fact, kill that guy. Also, my lightning bolt didn't hit for some reason. Or not a boss, just a mid-boss. Still, those potions are extremely generous. Oh, please not 20 for once. Nope. Nice legendary upgrade would make a difference here. It'd be interesting if there were actually upgrades that would adjust my, like, die luck. Another chest. I don't think it was there previously. Fine. I thought there was another chest down to the bottom right. Yeah. Okay, keep going for the Howling Blizzard? Sure. Okay, snag that. Oop. I mean, upgrades. So it actually, looking at this, it almost feels like the upgrade system is kind of this, like, weird EXP system. That the higher the rarity, the more it kind of scales percentage-wise of, like, whatever its final stats are going to be. Because we just get an extra projectile off of a common upgrade. I'm going to assume what that means is that, like, say you have Force Missile and you're trying to upgrade it. Okay, where's the next chest? Down here. I don't think I'm gonna make it. 4 seconds is... yeah. No way I'm making that one. But so say you get a purple upgrade, it upgrades it the equivalent of 5 times. Hence why you can get the projectile upgrade. This is a boss. What is this? An intruder steps forth onto my battlefield. It's been so very long since I took up arms against a worthy foe of any size. Puppet of Tar Bafon, stand down or be destroyed. Your threats are grander and more amusing than your weapons. I thank you for the diversion. Steel yourself, little one. He's a small man. I am going to die. I mean, who knows? I might not, but... I don't do enough damage to him. I guess this is where investing in regen would actually be rather handy. Because yeah, as it stands, I'm just going to die. I guess I'm just going to run very far away from him. I might be able to make it work. Just by sheer merit of range. Yeah, those are mine. Kill 15 bosses. Ooh. Yeah, if this is an actual boss fight, 15 of this is going to be a little tough. A little unreasonably grindy. Oh. This battlefield is mine and mine alone, the Legion shall hold, as we are bidden by Tar Bafon? Arms, my companions. What cowardice is this, General? Your vanity is your weakness, General. General? Just as... oh, your vanity is your weakness, General, just as your fear of defeat is your strength. What? Alright, whatever. It looks like he's summoned friends. Or is summoning friends. It's okay. I can work with this. The more enemies there are, the more likely I can possibly heal. Or the more likely they are to just destroy me. Or is this just an ad phase? It doesn't seem like he's even here. Wow, I just insta-died. Well, at least we got a quest done. Let's go back out to main menu. I'm gonna re-roll that. It just didn't. Energy Breath Potion active for 40 seconds. That's fine. 200 elites. That's doable, and it gets me a talent token, which is very worthwhile. Did we... why did this guy level up so much? Oh, quests maybe? Probably. Sucks a bit. At least I have a talent point. Okay, so we gotta be level 2 to get a lot of those. I know. I guess let's snag that, but I think I might go back to this guy. Ah, shield scales based off of his strength. Following a shield block, performing a sweeping shield bash. And health gain from constitution. Now let's go for those. Okay. And we'll give him wisdom at least for now. I think I liked the knight. I could try the rogue. Yeah, let's try the rogue just because. See if she's any better. The wizard just had some issues with AoE. Many of his shots just hit randomly on the battlefield. Where's the... okay, chest is over here. Okay, and she's got a smoke bomb, which isn't really too powerful. Maybe. Okay, crossbow gauntlet shoves enemies close to the character. Essence extraction or piercing crossbow attack. Go for the piercing crossbow. Boy, it feels like the RNG on that die is intentionally bad. I mean, I realize it's like a 50-50 to get above 10, but it feels like it's gotta be less than that. I don't really care too much for toughness. We do want Potion Finder, though. So I think what my best strategy here is, for the most part, get the fill out my build as fast as possible. Let's see. Smoke bomb, duration, size, and dodge chance. Could get the chakram as well. But I'm gonna go for the uncommon dagger. Let's get the, I think I'm gonna go until we have the, oh, that's interesting. Let's see. Let's go for the flail. I think I'm gonna go until I finish this quest, and then I'm probably gonna just bail out and do that repeatedly. Because it seems more practical to go for the chest, or the quests, than anything else. Okay, rapier, potion finder, fast recovery. Let's just go with the chakram. The rogue uses a lot of the same weapons as the warrior, or the fighter. Which, I mean, makes sense. But that means to some degree, I think I'm just going to stick with the fighter, because I like his base attack that much more. Specifically, the big sweep that gets bigger feels really good. The daggers at the moment, I throw like 3 of them in a short range, and they don't hit very often. Yeah, let's just go for as much damage as possible. And potion chance. That's the other one. Because I'm just going to get this. I'm going to bail. We'll roll warrior, and that'll be it. Because I think warrior with movement speed, potion find, and regen should be able to tank quite a lot. Plus, we might actually have some money that I can invest back in potions. Let's see. Flail, reduce cooldown. Paid a little bit more than usual. I think I'm still going to go by... I don't mind the current weapon system, but I wish it was one of those where you had a little bit of agency over how they built. You know, do I want permaflail or do I want big flail? Let's grab the armor upgrade. I don't know what my default armor is. Oh. Get them all for once. Sadly, low rarity. Okay, there's the next chest. Sadly, no energy breath. Yet. I'm gonna keep investing in the flail. You know what? Maybe rather than throwing this run, I will just try and get as far as I possibly can. Yeah, I think I'll do that. No sense in starting over. Though I do think I like the setup for the night the best. And I really like the flail. I think the game heard me complaining about RNG. Okay, and do we keep leveling chakram? The crossbow upgrades are actually pretty good too. think I'm still gonna do chakram. Okay. Just down here. I'm gonna try and get movement speed. Because boy, if I could clear this distance in like half the time, that would help a lot. Come on. 3, 2, yes. God, it just barely. I'm so glad that timer pauses while I'm touching a chest. Ah, tease. It's fine. The other thing I would say is, maybe instead of randomly having loot drop over the course of the run, well, actually, I think that should be it. I think you should also be getting random items dropping from bosses and mid-bosses and stuff. As kind of like a, hey, do you want to go for more of like a melee run? Like a melee run, a ranged run, a counterattacking like Thorns build. You know, little bits like that to really accentuate like, yeah, this is your build for this run. Because the one problem I have with this is I'm not really sure what is going to change between subsequent playthroughs of Gallowspire Survivors at the moment. You know, for the most part, every single run of this is going to be roughly the same until it gets like a wider variety, and even then, you know, every run with chakram is going to look vaguely identical. Or at least 25% identical, unless like you really manage to hyper-focus on one. Should not have said that. I said the evil number. Because ultimately, your upgrade path on chakram is going to be the same every single time. It's not like you can go hard on branching attacks. Okay, fleet. Movement speed increased. Wow. I just feel cursed. Let's see. And so, especially since you always have the exact same starting weapon, every run is already going to be 25... Well, maybe not 25%, 12.5% the same. Because you do also get some passives, but they don't really change gameplay nearly as much. And so it's one of those where it's like, you know, with a limited number of weapons and not a whole lot of agency with how you upgrade them, many runs are going to just end up feeling the exact same. And maybe there's going to be like fusions or other abilities that we get to combo together to make the moves more interesting later on. Wow. I mean, at least we're getting gold, which is good. There we go. Okay, potion finder. Yeah. Any of these were movement speed, I would have gone for that. Well, at least we get another chest really quickly. But so this is part of the reason why I'm saying I kind of wish items would drop. Because then there would be kind of that aspect of like, ooh, a new crossbow. Let's put that on, see if it's any good. You know, oh, sweet, new boots. My last set of boots were pretty bad. So, good to cycle them out. Okay, extra essence. Smoke bomb duration. No, I think I'm just gonna upgrade my daggers. There's the boss. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem particularly practical for me to even try and kill him. Or boss, mid-boss. Dude's just a jerk. So better to just, like, sprint past him and just not care. Those fireballs home in from, like, forever and a day away, too. You could be motoring and they'll still just keep following you. I guess they do blow up. I'm gonna keep leveling the flails in the off chance hope that we can somehow increase its duration. Okay. Ooh. Good set. Rolled meh. Yeah, we haven't gotten any more dagger upgrades. So it's still the same 3 projectiles every time. Okay. Health increase, regen. Not that it's particularly huge regen, but considering everything, it seems worth it. Can I toast his face? The answer is no. Oh, my attacks. My attacks will destroy the homing skulls. Good to know. Let's see, what was I even going to say beyond all of this? I don't know, just finding items would also kind of fit the spirit of Dungeons and Dragons. And either it can be one of those where they're temporary per run, or you get to unlock items that you bring back with you. I think I like the idea of them being temporary per run. So you can start with like really, really garbage tier gear. But by the time you're getting to the end, you're straight up finding like absurd swords and daggers that do silly things on top of everything else, and that would make the whole scaling abilities not feel bad. Is having those slottable items, you know, maybe like 5 or 6 slots or something like that, just to give players some level of like a, yeah, I went for all in on movement speed, and I just like sprinted from one chest to the next, like an absolute weirdo, and that made me super powerful. Oh, well, I just went like all in on thorns, and any enemy that even so much as looked at me wrong died. And there'd be that kind of feeling of like, yeah, this was my build for the run, and this is my favored kind of build. I'd also say I'd kind of wish you could actually upgrade both characters. But that might just be a me thing. It doesn't matter that much, but the dude is just kind of goofy. And since he never scales, he's just kind of there. I guess he must scale in damage, so I guess there is some level of something. It seems like we're just reducing the cooldown on this. So, really, upgrading the flail, not particularly good. Do we want to hit this guy? Sure. Take him out. I was hoping he would have a chest for me, but alas, no dice. There we go. There's our Flame Breath potion. So, chance for more potions, more movement speed. Like, only 1% though, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh, my dagger throws an additional projectile. I throw 4 now. So, I guess it did actually get an upgrade in the end. Let's see. I'm just gonna run in circles. Hey. Not really what I'm looking for, but I'll take it. Oh, wow. Leveling up fast recovery is so meaningless. It's a 0.04 HP per second. That's hardly even a rounding error. I'm sure it'll stack up, but that is... okay, it's not that bad. It's not that good. I think that's part of the reason why I wish this had kind of weird AV upgrades, or like weird unique ones that show up every X number of levels to kind of mix it up. Because boy, just stacking a bunch of regen, it'll probably be helpful, but it's never gonna feel better. Because nothing changes. Like, even as part of this, nothing... Like, my build is the same. It's just whether or not it cuts through enemies faster or not. Sometimes more projectiles can kind of help. But, like, an upgrade that's, say... Oh, what's a good example? I mean, an upgrade that would make it so I can aim which direction I'm throwing my daggers, even, would change things kind of dramatically. So normally it's on auto mode, but maybe not. And say for the resilience, which doesn't really scale too much normally, you get the upgrade that makes it so legendary. So we get extra range, projectile speed, and another bounce, which, yeah. I mean, I'd be foolish not to pick that. But even though we just got a legendary upgrade, except for that extra bounce, nothing about the chakram has fundamentally changed. And I'm going to be hung up on that because I hope the developers actually, like, see and hear this a little bit, because it worked in Vampire Survivors, and it'll probably work kind of okay here. If only because, you know, name brand recognition is probably at least somewhat powerful, and, like, visually it looks quite nice. Which helps dramatically. Do we want to go for... I think I'm just going to keep leveling this up, because it's got 100% accuracy, unlike pretty much every other weapon in the game. But so, just because it worked in Vampire Survivors often does not mean it will work in a game like this. Mostly just due to the fact that Vampire Survivors already exists, and it's kind of... If you can't do better than Vampire Survivors, you have to do something else to have, like, a good bullet heaven. And while it's got the good bones, it doesn't have the rest of the stuff to... Oop, bump the mic. It doesn't have the rest of the stuff to, like, really make it stand out. And, you know, you got... The game's going to be out in 1 month, and that's enough time to make some somewhat substantive changes, especially, you know, for a game that is... I want to say this lightweight. It's pretty easy to switch a bullet heaven around pretty quickly. At least, according to some of the developers I've interacted with, you know, these games are quick to make. Maybe not this one, who knows? I don't think I'm making this treasure chest. You... Game. But this needs a lot more of that, like, special sauce to make it stand out or make it better. Let's fight the boss. I do like the boss fights. Like, that's a nice change of pace. It's not unusual to it. Oh, the camera was rotating for a moment. But yeah, we have all that extra speed. We don't have as much range. Oh, but her projectile shots do a ton of damage to him. Yeah, how's the regen here? Yeah, we can't quite stay away from him like the wizard. Oh, I guess this would be the one issue with playing the fighter. We would get absolutely hammered fighting Grave General. Is that just his name, Grave General? I guess so. It works. He does kind of have a, oh shoot. It's not Golbez. Well, no, he does have a Golbez look to him. No, who's the... Garland. He also has a bit of a Garland look to him. It's mostly just the giant horns on the helmet. Is that historically accurate? Were there helmets with stupidly large horns like that? Or is that something that video games have just kind of come up with because it looks cool? Okay, so I got absolutely wrecked here last time because these guys hurt. I don't think we're gonna have an easier time of it. They seem to be tanking a fair bit of hits here. Ow. I'm sorry? I don't think I'm allowed to avoid that. At least we got a good potion from it. And 2% movement speed. I'll take those. Okay, the flail kind of helps a lot here. Movement speed, daggers. I think I'm still going to go for the flail just because... Okay, so is he still summoning friends, or is it just clean up the dregs, go back to fighting the boss? Oh, he definitely... Oh, wait, that hit me? Huh. Lad's got a bigger hitbox. Than he ought to. There we go. Yeah, I just want to get rid of his goons. There we go. Oh, and he's just gonna keep resummoning them goons. Okay, party fighter should... I don't think the fighter should be vulnerable to that. I don't even know what happens when he dies. But yeah, the fact that he has no sense of self-preservation and avoiding those is a little questionable. Oh, I have to revive him. Well, I'm dead. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. At least we can claim that quest. Yeah, I gotta leave that one. This was not worth it. Clearing 10 floors for that small amount? Why did he level so much? Oh, that one quest gave like 5,000 EXP. That would do it. Alright, so if I want to take a look at her. Projectile speed, potency of nimble dodge, no. So it's either wisdom or strength. We'll give her strength just because damage. Base movement speed by 8%. That's actually pretty good. And also her only talent point. Anyway, I like the idea of Gallowspire Survivors. It needs a lot of time in the oven. Visually, it's got everything that I would want out of one of these games, but I wish the dungeons were a little bit more interesting, like it actually felt like I was going through a dungeon. You know, just have it be like a big spider web of tunnels and rooms, and so you bust into a room, it's got a chest in it, or it's got some more monsters in it that you have to deal with that kind of pop in, or like a mid-boss, or it's a bigger room and you have to fight like kind of a little mini-boss event, or it's like a resting room and you get to heal up a little bit more, or like a shop and the game pauses for a second and lets you spend some gold. Just make it this infinite dungeon crawl. And, you know, keep the levels, you know, you start on one staircase, you go through a bunch, and then you go through the next one. Like, the level design doesn't have to be any better than OG Rogue. All it needs is just those rooms to explore, and maybe make some of the rooms a little bit more interesting. You know, maybe this one's got, like, a bridge with burning lava, and you don't want to touch lava because it hurts. You know, those elements of, like, you are on a proper dungeon crawl, if applied to this game, I think would elevate it massively, because no Bullet Heaven has actually really integrated good level design yet. And I've told a couple developers this, and I mean, obviously it would take an immense amount of work, and it's not worth it for most of them. But I feel like the first Bullet Heaven that says, hey, but what if we had like really interesting levels to go through, would actually, I'm not going to say take the cake, but it would definitely stand out in such a big way that they would probably do rather well. And then similarly, the equipment system, I think it needs. I don't like the character customization outside of combat. It's okay, but I'd almost much prefer it be one of those where, like, outside of combat, you're leveling like a D&D character. So this guy's still level 1, but at level 2, you know, maybe he gets a feat, he can apply it to polearm mastery so that enemies that get close to him get an extra hit, and stuff like that. Like, straight up have the out of combat leveling be 1-for-1 Pathfinder. Bring that stuff back in. I guess you'd have to do a little bit with like the rogues, so it's less about sneaking and more about well, I guess hitting enemies at full health would be the trick. But you could have the out of combat leveling purely just be D&D, but the mid-run upgrades, those are the ones that kind of scale you up so it feels like you're actually playing a Bullet Heaven. So, you know, maybe you're just leveling up your magic missile, your fireball, your, you know, I mean, sneak attack, stuff like that. And then also you're finding equipment mid-run that you throw on. So maybe you start with a basic dagger, you get a second dagger. All right, now you're dual wielding. Oh, maybe you find like a permanent upgrade on a run, so you can start with 2 daggers now. Because here's a bit of starting equipment. Oh, you know, now you get to have Boots of Elvenkind as a starting item. You know, it's rare and hard to find, and maybe you have to complete a quest to actually keep it at the start of every run. But now you've got Boots of Elvenkind, so you move a little bit faster, and you do a little bit more damage with sneak attacks. And having those like items to find and unlock over the course of a run, and then also to bring with you at the start of runs, would make playing more and more runs worth it, even if the moment-to-moment gameplay ends up being kind of the same over and over and over again, you'd have a lot more goals to work towards, more than just filling up this meter and then putting as much money as you can into potions, which I haven't really done and I probably should do. It just didn't feel particularly like spend 1,000 gold for an extra 0.5% of max health over 6 seconds. Like, it's okay, but it just doesn't matter to me. You know, I could do without all of that stuff, get rid of the whole potion system, and I would not notice at all. Even kind of these stats here, it doesn't feel particularly impactful. Whereas if I knew that strength, like, really did, investing 1 point in strength increased my damage by 1, like my base damage by 1, and that's the only way to do it apart from finding, like, maybe a weapon that does it as well, like, then it would feel much more impactful of, like, extra point is important. And it feels like too much of Pathfinder was sacrificed to adapt this to be a bullet heaven, and I'd like to see it go back and figure out, like, how to make those two identities work together, rather than just using the identity as, like, a facade. I know I might have been a little bit more critical on this one, but it feels like it could be really good. And so you might notice that whenever I'm a little bit more critical of a game, it's because I feel like it could actually do better. And so I hope the developers listen and at least take 1 or 2 of my ideas that I've spat out. Half of them can be safely disregarded. I'm just shooting from the hip and doing whatever I can. Oh, I can rename this guy. It wasn't letting me do it earlier. It would just constantly reset to default name. Oh, you can even change their, like, default sprite and gender. That's nice. Even have the character creation at the beginning then. I don't know. I guess I didn't show that, but it doesn't matter. So, Pathfinder Gallowspire Survivors is going to be out on September 14th unless they delay it. But one way or another, I will be coming back for more of it when it does come out, so I can see what's changed, what's improved, and what still needs some improvement. But for now, at least, if you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. With that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.